Back again.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. We just had a little technical difficulty there. And I tried to go in so I could pull this nice person in chat who was interested in playing with us, but trying to do internet connectivity with this game totally broke it, and I don't think we can, unfortunately.
At least not without a lot more, well...
I don't know why that did
Yeah.
that. I don't know why that worked that way, but...
Very odd.
Very odd.
I've never seen it do that before. It gives you the login screen while you're still logged in, and then says you're still logged in, can't log in.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
But then lets you use every other feature.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, because I know I'm logged in, so that was weird. It was just weird. I don't know. I don't really get why that did that. Well, sorry, we did try to make it so that you could join in, Froggy Kitty, but system did not like me trying to do that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd love to see Marvel bounce back and for it to all work and for it to come back together. I just don't believe it's going to.
I like how the hand doesn't have guns, but they do have rocket launchers. And the rocket launchers are crossbows with rockets in them. Sorry, the foot.
The hand is that's Daredevil. Which again, it's the whole parody of it thing. Yeah. I would seriously. Right? All we have to do is beat that boss, and I will call this a finished series. That's all we have to do.
Yeah. What was that? The prismatic one?
I have already forgotten.
I know the ones with the purple vial have like some sort of negative trade-off. And the negative trade-off tends to fuck us over.
Every time, yeah. I do have Sarah on added to my friends list now, though, so that
nice.
In the future, honestly, we might start moving through Elden Ring significantly faster.
Well, and the tricky thing is I don't think we were necessarily.
We were going.
It's not slowly. Like we were stuck on bosses, more so like just stuck on finding the next place to go. Which can sometimes be a challenge in and of itself.
I mean, I feel like you're usually pretty ready. Like, there's a few times where we haven't been 100% sure, but like, I feel like you generally have a very good idea of where we're going and what we're doing.
I guess last night's I have to credit myself with more of an exception because it's not often we go for a month or so without playing a game.
Yes, yeah, that was we waited quite a bit of time in between.
And I had completely forgotten about basically everything that had happened in the last one. But yeah, if I had to guess, I would say about another 10 streams because
10 more, you think?
I've been wrong before. But a lot of these places are really fucking condensed. I meant to hit triangle, not L1. I don't know how you mess those two up.
Oh, fuck you. We might have lost Afternoon Tune there in that weird little transition that just happened. That's okay. Hung out for a while anyway.
Sometimes you hold them and sometimes you fold them. I guess we found out which one this one was now, didn't we?
Oh, it does look new with the hammers. Have you seen that before?
And we didn't really have to see them attack at all.
No, that's true. Stop lighting me on fire.
Ah, shit.
I think we're down again.
Yikes.
Oof. Like, I'm also, like, I feel the same way about Star Wars, where I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Like, what's it doing?
It's possible to create too much of something, and yeah, there's a lot of diehard fans out there.
If it was all good, I'd feel differently about it. Even if there was an overwhelming amount, if it was all of quality, I would not be saying that.
I both agree and disagree, because on one hand, yeah, that it would be a glut of good content from a good IP.
Well, and there's nothing saying like you have to watch any of it at any particular pace, right?
If they make it all one integrated universe, where suddenly Star Wars 37, we're pulling from Star Wars 34 through 36, and with Marvel, if it did the Marvel thing, it doesn't matter how good it is. The cumulative wealth of having to see so many things to understand. But then again,
that is what
I haven't gotten a property that's managed to make like a dozen movies that are all good. I'm not sure anybody's managed to make a dozen
I disagree.
movies.
Marvel did. Absolutely did. It hit 23 exactly before it started to suck.
That's true.
There's misses in that history, right? There's movies that don't quite work within that stretch, but the whole is still oh shit. We'll see how that goes. There's misfires like along that set of stories, but like not that many overall.
Well, I'd argue like earlier on you get Thor: Dark World, which
is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then in Endgame, it actively goes back to that movie and pulls things and makes that movie worth having sat through. And again, when it's like, hey, there's like 2 bad movies and then like 4 good ones, or 5 good ones in a row, and then you might have like one more bad one, that's a perfectly digestible amount of like, hey, this one's not the best, right? Like that is a more than reasonable amount of stuff not being as good. Where we're at like right now is where almost none of it's good. And we're pulling,
and we're pulling George Lopez into the MCU.
Oh, well, the MODOK. Well, okay, do you know what MODOK is?
Well, no, Blue Beetle.
Well, that's the DC.
Oh, thank fucking God.
That's DC. But do you know what MODOK is? The comic book character MODOK?
I know.
Mechanical
roughly.
Organism designed only for killing, a like psychopathic robot that does not have a human part to him at all. He's literally just made to be a supreme intelligence that's also like completely psychotic.
I remember seeing him briefly in X-Men.
Yeah, what, in the X-Men Legends games?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you fight him in. Well, that might have been Sugar Man, because if it was X-Men specifically, they look similar. They do look similar.
It is possible we do fight Sugar Man.
Wait, did you play like Marvel Ultimate Alliance as well? Yeah, MODOK isn't that.
That explains it. Well,
but he's an evil robot. He's a psycho evil robot. Like MODOK at his best is like kind of disturbing to look at. Like it's like body horror almost.
And they gave us something that not only looked goofy and silly, but he looked like a giant baby.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it was like
They
They
took
took
all of
another
the,
character and then combine and then like turn that character into MODOK, which is another thing that I.
and it's like, cool. You wanted the people who saw Ant Man 1 to have something. You know what the people who had Ant Man or saw Ant Man 1 would have gotten? Ant Man.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. You know how that character Darren Cross was Yellow Jacket as the villain in the first Ant-Man? Yellow Jacket is the costume Hank Pym puts on after he retires as Ant-Man, and like you have like other characters like Scott Lang become Ant-Man. Yellow Jacket's Hank Pym.
So, does Hank Pym just become evil, or?
No. Yellow Jacket's a superhero.
Ah,
Yellow Jacket is the superhero Hank Pym. And the villain Darren Cross in that movie that became Yellow Jacket, in the comics, Darren Cross is like an 8-foot tall dude with like pink skin that never wears more than underwear, and he's like constantly harvesting homeless people's organs and like putting them in his body.
Jesus.
That's what that character is actually like.
But they couldn't have the homeless organ harvesting, I don't think. Because they're supposed to be family.
Rated R Deadpool movies. It just took them forever to like be willing to pull the trigger on doing R-rated content. That's another thing that's really hurt the MCU. Like over time.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like didn't hurt it too bad at the beginning, but over time, the fact that they were not willing to kind of stretch their legs harder in terms of like the level of violence or darkness in a story. Like, I mean, they did to some degree, because I think Endgame and Infinity War are actually pretty dark movies for the most part, and they balance there. But like, I don't know, like you would have wanted to see that one great like Punisher movie where he's allowed to fucking murder people on screen, like. Or even Daredevil, right? Like Daredevil as he exists in the Netflix version. That's not what you would get with the MCU version of Daredevil. Even though that's what the character does need, that I think darker tone for the most part, at least to be effective. Not that because there are some lighter Daredevil stories, and that character can work in a lighter tone. But I don't know. Like Punisher, though, you can try and do Punisher in a family-friendly way.
Well, yeah, because you need all the people to still be able to have the Punisher stickers on the back of their car to show you how much they love authority.
Well, the Punisher, like, actively kills people that use his logo in the comics.
Yeah, and that's the funniest thing, which is how many, like, thin blue line Punisher stickers I see, and I'm like, he's the person specifically killing cops, right?
Yeah, the Punisher would kill all of those people. Like there's a comic of him killing a cop too, specifically because the cop's got his logo and he's like, but I was doing what you do, and Punisher, like his line as he like blows his head off is like, nobody else gets to do what I do, or something like that.
That's funny as fuck.
Well, and like it depends. The Punisher is like there's different depictions of Punisher, right? Like there's in some variations, right? Like he is a completely sympathetic figure who murders like fucking psycho serial killers and monsters and like people who are like destroy lives by the dozens, right? And then there's also like Garth Ennis did a run called Punisher Max, which is like a comic basically where it's like it's kind of set in its own little bubble universe where it's like it doesn't do any other Marvel characters, it's just the Punisher and kind of telling a story just about him. And in that story, the Punisher is depicted as like his family dying is just an excuse for him to kill people like he wants to anyway. And you even get flashbacks because the Punisher is originally a Vietnam veteran, right? Like the classic Punisher character. And he, like, you see him, like, murdering his own superior officers in Nam and, like, getting away with it and, like hiding that he did it. And, like, so, like you get the sense that this guy is just so fucked in the head, like, to begin with. Or at least if not because of the war, maybe even before that war. But then when his family dies and he like takes this excuse to kill like mobsters and stuff. Like, yes, his fury is directed at people who definitely can be argued absolutely like deserve, sure. But like I like that story because it allows there to be an uncomfortable feeling, right? Like it's like Eren in Attack on Titan being the protagonist, right? Where like you're not just because someone's the protagonist does not mean you need to be 100% on their side, and that's actually like I think that's a big issue with media literacy in a lot of people, because I think part of the reasons why the biggest negative backlash to Attack on Titan's ending came from people who identified with Eren's character and were mad that he didn't come across as completely like cool right at the end. And some of that happened with Breaking Bad. That happened with Fight. That still to this day happens with Fight Club. The fucking incel internet edgelord savior is fucking Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, right? Like, there's a swath of people who are just incapable of divorcing themselves from the perspective of the protagonist in a story. Like, they literally just cannot remove themselves from being like, no, that's the main character. So obviously on the side.
They force themselves to identify with them.
I don't think they're forcing it. I think that it's their natural inclination, and they literally cannot help but do it. I think they literally can't not be on the side of whoever the main character is, no matter what. Like in a story where the main character is like a completely wholesome hero, they'll also be on the side of that character there too. But it's because it's the main character, not based on anything the main character is doing, right? Like they just literally cannot, like, their brain cannot process the idea that you'd be following a story about someone and not be rooting for them. Like, I really think that's an issue for a lot of people. I don't think they can, like, I think a lot of people cannot get past that idea.
And I think part of that has to come a little bit with the fucking...
just influx of, like, superhero entertainment where the gay character is always a good guy.
Well, and also, I'm willing to blame a little bit of Americans defunding education for the last 40, 50 years. Because we have...
Yeah, that's true.
We've taken a lot of literature out of, like we do teach literature, but not nearly as much as we could be, to the point where we don't have people that grasp relatively basic literary concepts.
Yeah.
And they're going into these fully, like, adult things where...
With a very childlike perspective. Which is, you know, again, it's the irony of Attack on Titan, because Eren is kind of a takedown of people who think that way. He's someone who thinks that way. Yeah. Right? That's part of the whole reason he's a villain, is because he has this childish way of seeing the world, and it's just like... Nice!
Fuck yes.
Let's see what we got.
Oh! No!
So his damage last event. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just try to be extra careful, I guess. Because we can kill him in very few minutes, too. Oh, shit.
I really thought it was going to be the end of the wave.
I thought so, too. That's okay. I only just used up that second life, so... Or my dad. Let's get the health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this should be the last one before the boss.
I was like, I'll stand in the middle of nowhere and get a little boost.
We'll hit the 10. Alright, well, I guess no matter what, this has to be our last run, so...
Yeah.
We'll see. We started to get his pattern down a little bit better last time.
Yeah.
Gotta...
And we can just hope he doesn't have a two-phase fight like he does in the...
Oh, fuck, you're right. Yeah. Oh, shit. God damn it, bitch. Fuck you. You can afford to die once I'm on my last life. Shit. Oh, fuck off, bitch. Ooh! We got one more life.
Ah, and I'm squandering it.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, dude, we were so close. Oh, man.
Well, you know,
yeah.
we could always pretend we beat it. I mean, probably not. We're probably going to come back to this in like another month or two.
Yeah, we'll come back and we'll play it one more time.
Yeah, well,
That's
especially
so
now
close.
knowing how close we are.
Yeah. Alright, well, that is going to have to do it for tonight, though.
I suppose we could always do the thing where we go through and get a bunch more power-ups to try to level up more.
Yeah, we can do that next time.
At the same time,
I think it'd be worth doing maybe one more run of you know what I could maybe try and do is try and level up at least one of these two characters a bunch off stream.
Yeah.
So that when we come back,
because I'm not sure what I think you do end up with another life.
Okay. I feel like we'd have it if we had one more life.
Yeah, if even one of us just had an extra life, that would.
Yeah. All right. Well, for tonight, that is it though, and we will be back next week with Elden Ring.
Or else.
So just let me do the thing. Come on. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh, all right. Have a good night, everybody. Oh. We'll catch y'all next time. Hey.
As soon as we ended the stream, too.
Good timing.